As my final project, I chose to interview people from my community. My idea was to see if they believed it was possible for humans to form a utopian society, and what they believed to be the biggest obstacle mankind would face while trying to reach for perfection. My reason for doing this was to see how closely my own beliefs resembled those of some of my fellow human beings. I believe that social conflict in the way of greed, competition, and class separation would make it difficult for us to build a utopian society. This conflict happens on the micro level in the form of neighbor against neighbor competitions for wealth and possessions. On the meso level, families have always been in competition with other families for status and control of their communities, and communities compete with other neighboring communities for notoriety and status in the way of competition between high school teams or pro and semi-pro teams. On the macro level, countries compete with other countries for power and wealth and control and advancement of its constituents. This self-centered behavior is best explained by the exchange theory, which basically states that people will usually place their needs before the needs of others. This behavior is heavily influenced by a personal belief system. Greed, competition, and separation of classes are the roadblocks humankind will face on their journey down the road to utopia. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.
Hey everybody, John Gardepy here with UMT SW 300, your social work channel for the latest in current issues concerning social workers today. I'm here at the 4-County Marias Fair in Shelby, Montana, asking willing participants if they believe that a perfect society can be achieved, and what they perceive to be the #1 obstacle humankind will face while reaching for perfection. I'm here with Corey Conant. Corey Conant of Shelby, Montana. Corey, what is it you do around here in Shelby?
I have a heating company and I install furnaces and air conditioners.
Okay. Corey has agreed to participate in my little survey. And so are you ready to answer my questions, Corey?
I sure am.
First of all, I'd like to ask you, do you believe that humankind can achieve in the development of a perfect utopian society?
Probably not at the point we're at right now.
You want to maybe embellish on that? Or?
Well, I think that with everybody having their wants and their issues, and lots of people want what they want and aren't willing to work towards that goal, and I think that would be a major obstacle in that development.
Do you think that if everybody's needs were met, everybody in the world, if their needs were met, housing, water, housing, no bills, do you think that might change?
I really don't think so myself, because I think that even when you have everything that you need, you still want more than you need.
So then you're saying that greed may outweigh need.
Greed by far outweighs need.
All right. Thank you, Corey. I have one more question for you. And you probably answered that.
Okay.
What do you think would be the biggest obstacle in developing a perfect society?
I'd probably have to say women.
Women.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that one a little bit?
Oh, sometimes they're hard to please, just like men are, but you give them everything that they want and everything that they need, and they still want above and beyond what they have. So.
All right. You heard it from Corey Conant here at the 4-County Marias Fair. We're not ready for a perfect utopian society as of yet. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Merlin Freeland. And Merlin, are you from Shelby area?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Yeah.
What is it you do in Shelby area?
Lots of things. I work for the Department of Transportation, Motor Carrier Services. I work at the fairgrounds, the bowling alley once in a while.
And I see you're a Grizz fan?
Yes, I am.
Grizz fan. Right on.
Right on.
We got a smart man here to begin with, and that's why I chose Merlin to answer a couple of questions for me. Okay, Merlin, first of all, I wanted to know, do you believe that humankind could ever achieve a perfect society, a utopian society where there's no need of police, prisons, armies, no government? Do you think that could ever happen for us?
No, I don't think it could. The main part is people have to have some authority figure to tell them what to do. If they don't, they can do whatever they want to do, and pretty soon everybody's in trouble. They'll be stealing stuff. It just won't work without some type of government to have rules and regulations.
Okay. So what would you would think that would be the number one obstacle, is that human beings could not govern themselves?
That's right.
Therefore, possibly our inevitable inside being more bad than good.
No, not all people are that way. But if there's no set rules of any kind, people establish their own rules, and it just won't work. I mean, your rule might be different than mine, and unless there's some set type of rule to follow, it just won't work. It won't be a perfect society.
So in other words,
if there isn't
what I may
somebody
see
telling
is
you this is how we want a perfect society to be, there's just no way to have a perfect society if everybody has their own beliefs and does their own thing. It'll never be a perfect society.
okay. Well, thank you very much, Byron.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Merlin.
Merlin, sorry. That's your brother, right?
Yeah.
I'm here with Daisy May, and I'm going to ask her, Daisy May, can you tell me, can utopia ever be reached in a human society? What was that? What? Okay. Okay. Daisy May says just give her some mud and a lot of good slop, and she's utopia already. Thank you, Daisy May. All right, I'm here with
Caden Keller.
Caden Keller. And Caden, are you from Shelby?
Yeah, I'm from Shelby.
Shelby area. And what do you do here in Shelby, Caden?
I work at the fairgrounds.
You work at the fairgrounds.
Fairgrounds
And
attendant.
graduated high school, out of high school, or in high school?
I'll graduate this next year.
Next year. So
Yep.
you're a senior in high school?
Yep.
Senior in high school. Okay, Caden has agreed to answer a few questions for me. First of all, Caden, I want to know, do you think it's possible for mankind to form a perfect utopian society?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, you don't believe so. What do you think would be the biggest obstacle, or what is your reason behind thinking that we wouldn't be able to achieve that?
No one will ever agree with each other. You'll never be able to get people to band together without government or other means of help.
Not even if everybody in society had their needs met for every possible thing you can imagine?
Well, then maybe, but then you just always have the beliefs not matching up. Their beliefs won't always be the same. So.
Beliefs in the form of religion or culture-wise?
Yes, all beliefs. I don't think it's ever pan out. There's always going to be arguments between what you believe in. If you believe in something, you're going to fight for it.
What does your perfect society look like?
Right now, how it is. This is my perfect society. I like it just the way it is.
All right. Heard it from Caden here at the Marias 4-County Fair in Shelby, Montana. Thank you, Caden.
Yep, thanks.
All right. I'm here with Gideon Powell. Gideon, are you from the Shelby area?
No, I'm not.
You're not from the Shelby area.
No, I'm not.
Where are you from?
Texas, Abilene, Texas.
Abilene, Texas. And what are you doing here in Shelby?
I moved here with my father, who's a windmill farmer.
Oh, okay. What do you do here in Shelby?
Working mostly. I work here at the fairgrounds, and I work at the Albertsons we have here.
Okay. Are you in school or?
Yes, I'm still in school. I'm a senior here.
All right. Gideon has agreed to answer a couple of questions for me. First of all, Gideon, I would like to know: do you believe that humankind could ever form a perfect utopian society without the need of government, police, prisons, law enforcement?
I believe that it could happen, but I don't believe that it will.
Okay, so you believe there's a possibility, but you don't believe that this humans in their state now could ever achieve that?
Basically, I don't think it will ever happen because there's always people who control. It's all about control. And with that in the way, there's no way we could do that.
Okay, so you think maybe the number one reason why we could not achieve that is that people have a certain desire to control others or be in charge?
The reason I don't believe that it could happen is because there's greed there. Even if all of the needs were met of everybody in the whole world, whenever you have what you need, you still want more. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you're guilty of it.
Yeah.
So you always want more, and with that happening, there would always be fights and wars, and no matter what, it will happen.
So in other words, greed would overtake need.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Gideon. I appreciate it.
Very welcome.
Have a good day.
You.
All righty. I'm here with
Jennifer McDougall.
Jennifer McDougall. Okay. Jennifer, are you from the Shelby area?
No,
No.
from the Valère-de-Bouillard area.
Valère-de-Bouillard. So you're from around this area anyway, in sorts, kind of the High Line a bit.
Yeah.
What are you doing here at the fair?
I've been at this fair for over 20-some years.
You have. Do you ever go home?
Yes, when the fair is over.
When the fair is over. Okay. What do you do here at the fair?
I have 4-H'ers here, and I've been a 4-H'er too. I'm a leader right now.
Okay, so you're very involved in the 4-H.
Yes, very involved.
Well, Jen has agreed to answer a few questions for me. So, first of all, Jennifer, I'd like to ask you: do you believe that the human beings can form a perfect utopian society?
Yeah. Yes.
You believe that we could achieve it?
Yes.
What do you think would be the number one obstacle in trying to achieve that perfect utopian society?
Get rid of the politicians.
I think that there may be a lot of people that agree with you on that one. So, and that's the idea of the perfect utopian society: is the no more need for government, police, armies, war, nothing. You believe that could be achieved?
Not today's age, no. Because there's too much, a lot of arguments and fights. Everybody wants to be the top dog. In my opinion, the U.S. got their nose in too much everybody else's business, not their own.
Hey, Leah, can you hear me out there?
So, more so than that, people just want to control society.
Yes. There's too much Big Brother lately.
Okay. Okay, Jennifer. What would utopia look like for you?
Bobcat 89, Grizzly 0.
They can only hope. Seems we have a celebrity here at the Four County Marias Fair. It's Kermit the Frog's cousin, Ermit, who is a soothsayer of sorts, a fortune teller, if you will. So, Ermit, what do you see for the future of mankind?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see the blue for me and you, and I think to myself, ha ha ha, what a wonderful world. Oh, it's such a beautiful sunny day. Ha ha. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And there you have it, straight from the frog's mouth. All right, I'm here with
Sharon Moore.
Sharon Moore, and you're from
Shelby.
Shelby, Sharon. What do you do here in Shelby?
I work at Tom Pump in the deli.
You work at Tom Pump in the deli. All right.
Been there almost 20 years.
20 years.
Not in the deli, but I waited tables 14.
That's a lot of hard work, isn't it?
Yeah. And the end of the year, I'm going to retire.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Sharon has agreed to answer a couple of questions for you. Sharon, first of all, I'd like to ask you, do you believe that mankind could ever form a perfect or utopian society without the need of governments, law enforcement, prisons of any kind?
No, because there's just too much corruption already in the world, and it's not going to get any better, especially after what happened at that theater down in Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah, that's a sad event.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
So what do you think the number one reason then would be for us not to be able to achieve a perfect society?
Well, the devil's out there, and boy, he's going after everybody, I guess. 'Cause it's just not going to happen. People aren't returning to God or nothing.
So inevitable that people have more of a, I don't want to say a bad side than a good?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So what does utopia look like for you, Sharon?
Well, I hope I go to heaven. That's all I know. But I'm not sure, really. I'm just hoping that I can live a good life and just go to heaven.
Well, for me, that ice cream looks like utopia.
Oh, yeah, it's delicious.
Thank you very much.
It's getting me cooler.
All right, I'm here with
Kyle Watery.
Kyle Watery. Kyle, are you from Shelby area?
I'm from Sunburst, half an hour north of here.
From Sunburst. So you're kind of the surrounding area.
Yeah, I've been here.
Okay, how long have you lived here, Kyle?
I've been here all my life, 20 years.
20 years. 20 years, okay. Kyle has volunteered to help me with my project, and Kyle, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions now, and just like you to answer them honestly and say what you feel. So, first of all, I want to know, Kyle, is do you believe it's possible for mankind to form the perfect utopian society without the need of government and prisons, law enforcement, armies? There'd be peace for everybody, everybody's needs met.
I think within time it could happen, but with today's society, I don't really feel like, with everything going on, I don't think it could really be possible right now. There's too many people fighting, like there's too much problems going on in the world, and there's just some things that need to be sorted out before that can happen. But I think eventually it could.
So you believe in the positive, the glass half full?
Yeah, it's within time I think it could happen. If there's just certain little things that need to be taken care of first.
Okay, what would you say a couple of those things would be? Like maybe like I'm going to kind of lead you here, but maybe like greed.
Yeah, that's part of it. There's like you got the class levels, like it's all too uneven. Like you got the lower classes which have nothing, like the upper classes they have everything that they could ask for. Like you need equal balance of that, I think, first of all, because that causes unrest. Like there's fights going over, like people will have certain lands other people want, and like it's just causes a bunch of fights, like with the wars and everything. So I think greed has a lot to do with it, I would say.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kyle. And one last question. What would utopia look like for you?
For me, definitely nice little temperature, not this hot, not too cold. Just green all the time. I don't really dig the brown, but just nothing wrong, just everybody happy, just having a good time, I think.
All right. I think everybody would agree with that. Thank you very much, Kyle. Alrighty, I'm here with
Sandy Christian.
Sandy Christians, and Sandy, are you from Shelby?
I used to be, but now I live in San Diego.
San Diego, okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing here in Shelby, Sandy?
Well, I'm visiting family, and I'm here for our 30th class reunion.
All right.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, congratulations. You don't look like you should have a 30-year
Thank you very much.
Anyway, she's volunteered to answer a few questions for me, and so I'll just go ahead and spit them right out. Do you believe that mankind could ever form the perfect utopian society without the need of government, law enforcement, prisons, armies, no more war, things like that?
I think it's nice in theory, but I think because everybody might have a different idea of what utopia is for them, that I don't know that it would be possible. And I think sometimes people do need the threat of something in order to do the right thing, because not all people are good-natured, although I'd say most are, but sometimes I think having a little threat on the side might be helpful, unfortunately.
So boundaries. human beings need boundaries in order to stay away from the dark side? Is that what you're
I'd
saying?
say some do, not all. Some.
And you perceive that as the number one reason why it would be hard for mankind to form the perfect utopian society?
Not probably the number one reason. I think probably the number one is that it just is different for different people. You know, different people have a different idea of what utopia is, and some may come in conflict with each other. You know, may disagree, and then there you go. It's not utopia. You have people disagreeing.
And no matter the culture that you're brought up in, everybody is still there.
Yeah, which is great.
Within that culture.
Which is the whole idea, and which makes it fun. If everybody was the same, would that be a utopia? Probably not for me.
What would utopia look like?
Gosh, I don't know. Everybody fed, everybody with a roof over their head, everybody happy, healthy, family. That would be.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with
Red Asham.
Red Asham. Red, where are you from?
Sunburst, Montana.
Sunburst, Montana. Okay, Red, I have a couple of questions for you, and you've kindly volunteered for this little questionnaire of mine. I want to know, do you believe that there could exist, or we could ever achieve, a perfect or utopian society?
I'd like to think so, but I feel that there's just problems that would end up stopping that. I feel that for some area to have a utopia, there'd have to be some area of dystopia where people take the suffering from the people in the utopia and it's happening together.
Okay, somewhat like physics, law of physics, for every action there is a reaction. What do you think the number one problem would be facing humanity in their search or reaching for utopia?
I feel that selfish people would corrupt the system and would take more than they need, which would leave others as less, which would cause suffering, which would make it not even.
In other words, greed outweighs need.
Exactly.
I have one more question for you, Red. What is utopia? What would utopia look like for you?
Cats 42, Riz 0.
Wouldn't you know it? Alrighty, I'm here with
Dina.
Dina. Dina has agreed to answer a few questions for me. First of all, Dina, do you think that mankind could ever form a perfect utopian society without the need of governments, prisons, law enforcement, things like that?
I believe that there should be prisons, because if people if they don't have consequences for their behavior, then they'll continue to keep that behavior.
Okay, so your reasoning would be then quite possibly that mankind has maybe inevitably a darker side to them?
Yes, I do believe they do. Yes.
And so would that be the number one reason that you would think that there is no possibility for utopia?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Before I go, could you bring me a little moment of utopia in the form of a caramel apple with nuts?
Yes, sir.
Now, I know that
There you
it's
go.
possible, whether we achieve utopia or not, but I know for the moment I have, and it looks pretty good for me. So, as you've already seen, there are many differing opinions whether or not we can reach a perfect utopian society. As for me, I would believe that greed would be the number one reason it would be difficult for human beings to ever reach or achieve perfection. But even though I may believe that greed would be the problem, or the biggest problem, I always look for perfection, and I think it's important that we search for perfection in all that we do. The only sin would be not to fall short of perfection, but I think not to try for perfection. Anyway, can a utopia be achieved or not? I'm not sure. But at the moment, for the moment, I believe I've achieved it. And if utopia can be found for a moment, then why not for a lifetime? This is John Gardapi with SW 300 signing off from the Mirage County Fair in Shelby, Montana. Back to you, Daniel.
Is it possible for humankind to form a perfect utopian society? Some believe so, while others don't have that much faith in their fellow man. In my video, people reflected on issues at all levels of society, micro, meso, and macro, as being the roadblocks to utopia. Whether it is our individualisms, greed, desire for status and power, governmental influences or lack thereof, most of my interviewees believed we could not reach utopia at this stage of our human development. So where is our answer? Fresco believed it was our indoctrination to the human race that held the answer. Simply changing the environment in which we are indoctrinated would theoretically change society as a whole. The idea is that if all human needs are met, then humans will not be in conflict and therefore be able to concentrate on the advancement of society. I think this could be probable in theory, but I also think it's a theory that is unable to stand alone. Based in the behavioral sciences, this idea leaves little room for the psychodynamic perspective. Although meeting and satisfying the needs of the id would reduce our inner conflicts and calm the conscious level of awareness, it may be the unconscious that would prove to be our worst adversary. Could there be personal, repressed, or forgotten memories that influence or trigger uncontrolled conflict, as Freud may allude to? Or is there a deeper unconscious, as Jungians would have us believe, a collective unconscious that house the ancestral memories of all mankind? Is it here where we can find our inherited fears, deepest desires, urges, origins of our belief systems, the spiritual, or perhaps the reason we want for more than just the meeting of our needs? The primitive man, the hunter-gatherer. Maybe our desire, our want for more, our greed, if you will, comes from an ancestral or inherited human instinct for survival. There are still many mysteries to uncover and theories to be examined before we can fully understand the true essence of the human being. Although we have come a long way, there is much to be done and miles to travel on our journey in search of utopia.